Have you seen what happened to gas prices overnight? So check this out. I'm over here on Emerson. That's about $3.29 a gallon. So I was driving in myself. I'm like, wait a minute, didn't I pay $2.70 something a few days ago? And everything was like $3.15. I've seen a few gas stations that haven't quite caught up with the price jump, still on barely under $3. AAA was reporting that gas prices rose an average of 11 cents a gallon overnight, 10 or 11 cents. But I'm looking at a lot of these prices, it seems more than that. So I just talked to a guy who paid $2.60 something yesterday in Central Florida and came and was paying $3.20 today. This one near $3.30. So what are the gas prices where you are? Why is this happening? A lot of the belief, of course, is the situation in the Middle East with the bombing of Iran affecting oil prices.
This is absolutely insane how this is all unfolded within the past week, guys, and gas prices alone have skyrocketed within 1 week. This is ridiculous. And I'm going to tell you this right now. We are seeing multiple different reports, gas reaching upwards of 14% and above in certain states, as well as we're seeing massive states like Texas who have seen gas as low as like $1.80 in certain situations, $1.90, which you guys know Texas always has the lowest gas prices, but they're skyrocketing there as well, upwards of $3. So this is ridiculous. And even when we see the fallout getting even worse in this situation, you have countries like Kuwait that decided to cut oil production as a fallout from Iran conflict intensifies, because specifically they are running out of storage space as the Iran conflict spreads across the Middle East, because it's practically unsafe for them to move and transport any of this oil, guys. That's the reality that we are within this conflict, and I don't see it getting any better. Now, this is a document or article directly from the Wall Street Journal. I'll link this down in the description below if you guys want to check it out, but this is ridiculous, and we're going to see inflation spike very, very high within the next couple months. I'll tell you this right now, especially as this unfolds, and it's very sad to see how far this has gone at this point. I even see people who still support it, but at this point, what are we even talking about? I don't know, but this is the reality that we're facing. Let's check this out.
Last week, I paid $2.45 for gas per gallon, and because we wanted to bomb Iran, now it's at $3.09. This is discounted because shout out Cumberland Farms. Don't we love war?
It is happening. It's happening about a week sooner than I thought it would, but here we go. Yes, oil is over $92 a barrel. I thought it would take another week at least to get here, but of course, Donald Trump came out and said nothing short of unconditional surrender for Iran. It didn't occur to him what that would make oil prices do, considering countries in the Middle East will fight wars for thousands of years without surrendering. And just so you know, $90 oil typically means $4 gas. Now, gas is $3.32 today on a national average. I don't know if it'll jump all the way to $4 on Monday, but probably by Tuesday, Wednesday for sure. If these prices hold, we're going to be seeing $4 gas on a national average, diesel over $5 on a national average. And as I said, markets basically believe that there's nothing the Trump administration can do about this at this point, and that's why it's just going parabolic. I think the question now is, how fast does it get to 100? If it keeps going at the rate it's going, it could be by the end of the day, honestly.
That is insane, guys. And of course, this video was made last week, and you know, it was climbing very fast at that point. I even showed you guys the video in the beginning where, you know, the gas station owner was raising the prices himself. But hey, let's check out and see what other states are actually seeing with these gas prices.
Lord, can we please stop this war or this violence, whatever you want to call it? But gas is so high in Texas right now. Some of y'all might be like, that's not that high. $3.19 in Texas is high.
$3 in Texas is insane. I've never seen gas be that high. I could be wrong. I've never been to the state of Texas, but I've also seen many videos, many reports, many different documents about Texas, and I've never seen it be that high. But for it to skyrocket like that within a couple of days is crazy. That's almost double. Almost double. And you can see a lot of these companies reacting to what is going on. I mean, for whatever's sake, they had to protect their business, but this is just how it all works, guys.
Do y'all see these two charts up here? 1 month period for the Dow Jones and 1 month period for oil prices. The Dow Jones is collapsing this morning, and oil prices are still going through the damn roof. It's not a good sign. especially when they just announced that the U.S. lost 95,000 jobs last month. They just did it this morning. And the stock market is collapsing. The Dow Jones is nearly down 1,000 points as I'm making this video. The Fed is not going to be able to help us out this time.
Yeah.
We're on the verge of a recession. And it's going to get deep. Because the Fed won't be able to help us out. Because their whole entire job is to fight inflation.
Exactly.
And with oil prices going through the roof, inflation is coming. I'm just giving y'all a little warning.
Yeah, and they can't cut rates. If they cut rates, that's not going to do anything but raise the prices. It's going to make inflation go even higher, guys. So, like, that is just how it works. And that's what the entire administration has been banking on, but is to cut rates. They want to cut rates, and maybe they said that was going to make the job market better. And that's also going to make the housing market better. And all these things, it's going to make everything better again. And all these different things. And you know, now that's not going to be able to happen because guess what? We don't have the supply anymore. The supply is not there. And yes, we do have reserves within the United States. I'm not about to come on here fearmonger and say, oh, there's no more oil and we're out of resources and all these different things. That's not the case. Yes, there are one of the largest reserves within the entire globe is within the Middle East, 100%. And that is in jeopardy as we speak. However, we do have reserves, and how long those reserves last, I don't know. But, you know, that I guess this is all in control of how this whole conflict unfolds.
Here I am filling up again, and gas now is $3.49 a gallon here in South Florida in the Fort Lauderdale metro area. Donald Trump, I want to thank you for the brilliance of this war. You're going to cost the American people billions and billions and billions of dollars, not to mention the lives of American sons and daughters that won't come home. 375 million gallons of gas are sold daily, and this increase is going to cost us billions more. Gas going up 60 cents a gallon here in South Florida. That's $225 million extra the oil companies are making off of us daily. That's 375 million gallons sold. Donald Trump, you're definitely making your oil buddies rich, and you need to be called out for it. Likewise, the Republicans in the Senate that voted to stop against the War Powers Act to stop Donald Trump in this war, the Republicans own this war along with Donald Trump. If you like us being in the war, you like these high gas prices, all the economic problems, and the sons and daughters not coming back to the United States because of Donald Trump, vote differently this fall.
Yeah, and that's the sad part about this situation, guys, because they have now started to deploy a lot of people over to the Middle East. So this is really ramping up very fast. And I'll make a whole separate video about that because I don't want to dive super deep into what we're seeing, because I also want to provide a lot of facts and documentation as well as what we're seeing right now. I want to give the full context and not just bits and pieces of it. But what I will tell you is it does suck. This is like the most extreme thing. I never thought we could get any lower than what we were already at within the country. Like, we just keep finding different ways to see, oh, let's see how low we can get. How far to the extreme can we get? Like, seriously, the fact that we are dealing with this right now within 2026 truly blows my mind. But I guess you can't put anything beyond, you know, what we're seeing. But here's another situation. Somebody dealing with crazy gas prices.
My gosh, y'all, I am seeing the effects of the stupid bombing that took place over the weekend. Why did gas go from $2.69 to $3.29 overnight here in Atlanta? $2.69 to $3.29? That is a lot of money. And I got an SUV. This is, you know what? This is crazy. First of all, where is my Venezuela oil money? Where that oil money at? Because they told me gas is going down to $1.99, which I ain't seen since there was like a little blimp in 2015 or something like that. About 2018. Gas had went down to the ones, and I was like, oh my God, we're out. The recession is over. Y'all, $3.29. Gas been in the twos for like 2 years now.
Yeah, so anyways, we can beat the dead horse on this all day. I can rant about this. I can say many different talking points, but this is just the reality that we're facing right now. And it sucks, guys. Like, I genuinely do. It sucks watching these videos, watching Americans be impacted by the gas prices, watching on top of the cost of living where we already are, with the economy, with tariffs, with unemployment, with layoffs, like all these different things. Like, you're adding on to the fire. And now we're talking about interfering with things across the entire globe that I don't even understand why we're even involved in the first place. Let's just be real. But like I said, 100%, I'm gonna make a whole separate video about that. I'll make about that a little bit later on. But it's just sad, guys. And you know, I think prices are going to do nothing but go up even higher because they're expecting this to be a 4-week conflict. But who knows how long this is gonna take? This could take as long as a year. Until indefinitely in certain situations. So anyways, like I said, we can rant about this all day. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section below. Let me know what kind of gas prices have you been seeing within your areas down in the comment section below.